Painful Canyoneering by Hayfly is the best Kaizo level ever made. And that's not a title that I would give out that easily. After all, Mario Maker is one of my biggest passions, and I have thousands of hours of playtime. So for it to beat out the other 13,144 courses that I've played over the course of my career, it must truly be special. Which it is. It becomes clear why the level is this insanely good once you see who's the man behind all of this. Haefly. You've probably heard of him before, and for good reason. Perhaps no other maker has proven himself to be capable of creating absolute bangers in so many different genres, all the way from casual fun to extremely hard speedruns to precision to what we're gonna be talking about today, an extreme item abuse level. Long story short, Haefly knows what he's doing. But even still, none of those other levels comes close to the level of genius present in Painful Canyoneering. If we're gonna be comparing him to Da Vinci, this would be his Mona Lisa. But enough about the creator, let's dive into the map itself. The main reason behind why it's so fun to play hasn't even got anything to do with the tricks themselves. No, it's the difficulty curve. What you're seeing right now is, in my opinion, the optimal difficulty curve for any level. The graph was inspired by Jonas Sam on Twitter. It starts off relatively difficult and slowly climbs in difficulty up until around a third into the level where the difficulty peaks. Afterwards, it stays at a relatively low level up until the last trick where it spikes once again. All of this is in relative terms. The reason you would want the beginning portions to be harder than the later ones is due to deaths early on wasting less time for the player and thus reducing the overall clear time. Because say 500 attempts with an average of 9 seconds of gameplay adds up to a whole lot less than the same amount of attempts with 20 seconds of average playtime. However, you should still refrain from making the very first trick overly difficult, because it could lead to a U-break type situation where for the majority of your playtime you're just staring at a black screen. All of this is generally agreed upon by most players. The ending spike that I put in, however, is a bit controversial. The reason why I like it is because finally pulling off a very hard last trick is one of the most satisfying things in life. And knowing that you only have to hit it once relieves some of the frustration. When we put this model over the level overview of Painful Canyoneering, we can confirm that it perfectly lines up. One of the things that I love about Painful Canyoneering is that it does not waste your time. Every jump is either a very cool trick or there to set up a really cool trick. There's absolutely no generic useless shell jump in sight. That's enough to make for a visually satisfying level. But there are loads of other visually pleasant levels out there, so why do I choose to put this one in particular on a pedestal? Well, I'm glad I asked. Accountability. Not once did I die and feel like I got cheated. No. Everything that happens to Mario is your responsibility alone. That's because there are no self-activating setups in sight. You need a shell, you're gonna get it yourself. A POW blows up below you, that's because you yourself triggered the contraption responsible for it. Not once does a random item fall out of the sky because Mario needs it in that moment. And due to this, it is possible to get very consistent at the tricks. Like for example the world record holder Yoshi, aka Yoshi Misdrop, aka Super Yoshi 18 has. After roughly 8 hours and 5 nights, I beat this level. And then, something incredible happened. I went right back to playing it. This has never happened to me before. Usually after I spend that long on a level clear, I'm absolutely fed up with the course, and I'm just happy to be free. But not with Painful Canyoneering. And that is because I wasn't playing it to get it clear. No. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I was playing it because it was fun.